What's up everyone? I just wanted to show you something really cool. These are Pygmy Sundews, specifically Drosera leucoblasta, and they're from Western Australia, and they're tiny as you can see. That's an American dime right there. They don't get any bigger than this. Their flowers are actually bigger than the body of the plant itself, which is pretty remarkable. But they're doing something really cool right now. But to understand what's happening, we have to look at their ecology a little bit. So Pygmy Sundew all hail from Western Australia, and they grow in areas that are winter wet but summer dry. And that summer dry period has them coming up with some unique adaptations. But they also have really cool reproductive habits as a result too, and that's what we're looking at here. Pygmy Drosera definitely reproduce sexually. They produce gorgeous flowers, as I mentioned earlier. In fact, I'll slide a picture of one across the screen here. But they can also reproduce asexually, and that involves these structures right here. These are highly modified leaves called gemmae, and gemmae are a really cool way for each plant to clone itself numerous times. So these gemmae are kind of spring-loaded, and they're only loosely attached to the parent plant, so all it takes is a little bump or like a raindrop or something to dislodge them, and they go out into the environment like that. You gotta be very careful if you want to harvest them. They're small too. This is the head of a little sewing needle. And let's take a closer look so you can appreciate this structure here. So this is what the gemmae look like up close. Just to the left there, or maybe to the top depending on how I edit this. That's the tip of that pin I was using to pick them up. And it's just a modified leaf, and right in the center of it you can see a packet, which is pretty much a jumble of cells that will become the embryo. And that little red tip will be the root radical that'll be pushed down and become the huge taproot that these plants have. Because they come from dry areas, their taproots go down like 10, maybe even more inches into the soil to get it water locked up deep within. Really, really weird for the sundews. But yeah, that's a brief introduction to this species of Pygmy Sundew. There are a bunch of species, and supposedly they're all relatively similar in their growth habits. They're fairly easy to grow, provided you give them what they need right up front. There's some great resources online. Just Google that, and you'll get really good instructions, and you'll find a lot of dealers. Unfortunately, because of the freezing temperatures, I'm not shipping gemmae, because they'll just freeze, and they don't have a long shelf life anyway. So just keeping it to local growers, but I highly recommend you give them a try if you want to try some weird carnivorous plants. They're very fun, and they're adorably small. But yeah, thank you for watching, everyone.